And how we doing today? Let's see here. We got Mad Dog, Down Under, Gergman, Cody, welcome on in. Cody. Oh, I'm sorry I gave you a heart attack. Yeah, I would get one of those too if I sat here and just heard that all of a sudden. Echo. Okay, James, apparently we're getting an echo. Could it be the new camera? Oh. All right. We're going to try to figure that out, but how's the echo sound now? All right. I'm going to sit here, but we did get a new camera.
It totally was not the camera, just like I said.
Yeah, we got a new camera. It wasn't the camera.
Totally not. Definitely not.
Totally not the camera?
Totally not.
No, you didn't forget to turn off the camera, Mike?
Totally not.
Okay. So yeah, James apparently did forget to turn off the camera mic. But all right. But yeah, so we got a new camera. We need a new lens for it, so you get a nice close-up shot of this ugly mug this week. As we always start, hey, Mike, I see you're here. We got kind of a candy cane stripe thing going on today. And Baja Blast this week. This is my one Mountain Dew that I get today, so I am going to enjoy this. Because that's part of the thing that I put for my diet. I'm not going to cut out Mountain Dew. I'm too addicted to it. But I've cut myself down from at least 2 liters a day to a single 20-ounce bottle, so. Which now that I think about it, it's kind of weird that we do it that way. Big soda, we measure in liters. Little soda, we measure in ounces.
Welcome to America. How can I help you? Seems like you're new here.
But, Mad Dog and Down Under, you'll recognize this. Some of the other people here might not. We've got a new treat to try on stream. It is Violet Crumble. I've had the original version. This is a peanut butter version. And James has told me he's taking half of it because he wants to try it. Mad Dog, I'm going to have to get with you after stream and find out what it was that was not doing. Down Under, I saw earlier. That sucks that your Prusa's in pieces now, all because of one screw. But yeah, let's see how this thing tastes. Ooh, it actually is peanut butter coated. So for those that don't know what this is, it's a candy bar. This one, in the case of this one, it's covered in peanut butter. Looks like there might be a thin layer of chocolate, James. But then it has honeycomb, which is kind of crystallized molasses in the middle. Let me get this over to James. But, I do like me some honeycomb, so wanted to try and I like peanut butter, so I wanted to try this.
All I
That-
taste is chocolate.
That is pretty dangerous for me. That is a good peanut butter. Welcome on in, Howie. Now, we have another stream stack that I'll open later, but we have peanut butter pocky. But that's going to come later in the stream. The other thing I got over these past 2 weeks, I got our hot end. So we are going to go with a Dragon hot end. This is the ultra high flow that I'm going to turn into a standard flow. But in here, little box for all your screws, your thermal compound, collets. Don't even go there, James.
Guys, he forbade me. How dare he forbade me?
But they have the adapter in here, or if you're doing like an Ender or something like that, to adapt the Dragon to one of the clamp-on styles. It actually comes with a 0.4 and a 0.6 nozzle. And then we have the hot end itself. They give you the sock for the ultra high flow, but they also give you the sock if you take the little extra nut on there that makes it ultra high flow off, so you can get that in there. So we will be doing that.
Would you rather the top down to show that? Make your life a little easier.
Yeah, that's all. That's everything that was in there. But the downside to this that, I didn't know is it does not come with a heater cartridge or a thermistor. And so by the time I found that out and ordered one, it hasn't arrived before stream. So we won't be working on the toolhead today. I can definitely say that. Gonna have more of this. LTX, Kenneth, welcome on in. Thanks for joining. But so, because I'm waiting on those pieces, I'm not going to build the toolhead today. But the good news is not building the toolhead is not going to stop our progress. Uh-oh.
I mean, it seems like it's your computer. You could probably just press the button in the top right.
James has done that on purpose. Mad Dog, wait till we switch over here and you'll see why it's done that.
You might not have been here last stream.
Yep.
So I can't tell if that's genuine or you're just having a go.
Gergman, you're more than welcome to go and get a Violet Crumble yourself. We got the peanut butter one from World Market, but I know our local supermarket has the Violet Crumble bites. They're little bite-sized ones, and those are really good too. But where we left off last stream is we'd gotten the rest of the mainframe and everything built, and we got our gantry together. What I did over these last 2 weeks, because I wanted to still do this on stream with you guys, but I sat here and got the Z belts all cut and ready to go. So that way you guys aren't having to sit here and watch
Mr.
me.
Australian, I think you're the upside down one.
That way you guys aren't having to sit here and watch me do this multiple times. One thing I will say that was annoying with the way I did this, because I want to save as much belt as possible. With LDO, when they sent out the GT2 belt, they didn't do like they did in the 2.4 where they had two different belts because they're two different sizes. No, because this is all the same size belt for everything, they just sent a 6-meter long version of the belt. So because I was trying to save as much as possible, I was putting the belt in, routing all 6 meters to the path, and then getting my final length that way. So Gergman, I might be able to do that. We might be able to get my partner to sit here and post those, and maybe I can make a private channel if they're willing to do that, and make it so I can't see the stream treats beforehand. So that might be an interesting thing. I like that. I do like that idea, Gergman. All right. So if we bring up the computer here, one thing I do want to point out. One thing I want to point out that I discovered as I was doing these belts, right here in the flying gantry install, its hardware says 4 GT2 6 by 152 millimeter belts. They're not talking about the Z belts. As far as I can tell, I think they're talking about the closed loop belts that go around the Z drives, the Z steppers, and the big wheels that they have there. Because when I measured this, it's more like 779 millimeters. So be careful of that.
You couldn't have given it one more millimeter.
They couldn't.
That's very upsetting.
I mean, I can get more exact when I measure it with 779.5 millimeters.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Another 0.5.
Yep.
What the heck?
Raj, how you doing? Welcome on in. Thanks for joining us. But now we get to have the fun part, because like I said, I've already routed one of these belts, and they're not the easiest thing to route. So, we've got this in. I've got my little zip ties in here to keep it up. I did find that the little plugs on the linear rails aren't strong enough to hold up the gantry. So don't use that method on a Micron. But what we need to do is this one. All the belts start on the bottom and come in. And I need M3 by 20s. Let's grab our handy automatic screwdriver and a snack.
Guys, I need you to appreciate how crisp his face is. You can see the hairs, the individual hairs on his head. That's the power of a new 4K camera. Some might even call it magic.
If you guys can't tell, James is very excited about the new camera.
I'm not sure who would call it magic, but some might call it magic.
Okay, so the big thing that they point out when you're putting this all together is to make sure that the teeth are kind of lined up with the outside. You don't want the belt actually sticking out over the edge of the AB idler. That's where this gets a bit tricky because this thing is like just... Yeah, the belt is just there. Do that, but I'm not going to be able to use the automatic one.
I think the face cam might be a slightly better view for this.
Okay, so
Thank you, Mike. It did take a fair bit of work to make sure I got all the text, accurate. Come up with all the little extra names, install a VM to get it so it looks decent.
Yeah, for those of you that, I know a lot of you haven't been in Linux for a while, but we actually had to go and we had to virtualize it because this is an old enough operating system to actually be running the GNOME desktop environment, but it's GNOME 2. Sorry, Australians.
They don't even number it like that anymore. It's been so long as they don't even number it like that anymore.
They still have numbers for them now, but yeah, so it's GNOME 2, and we actually went through and found it and got different windows and everything, and there's little things that if you look around the screen, there's little Easter eggs, I'd say, would be put in by James.
I think my favorite is probably the name of the website for his PC view. That's a good one.
Okay. So this first one, that's going to be the easy one because that's the one that I actually used when I was making sure I had the right belt length. These next ones, on the other hand,
I do apologize. It's not really a great angle for what he's doing right now.
Yeah. And fortunately, without that other camera, which won't be coming during these streams because I'm going to be building another Frax arm. We're going to put a camera on it. I need to loosen up these screws a bit, so that way I have a little bit of wiggle room. Because my holes are not lining up in the back.
That's what she said.
I knew that was coming.
I mean, when you stopped specifically on the word holes, like, come on.
There we go. All right, I'm just tightening this up, and let me keep an eye on chat here. Let's see here. Never know Malone. Mad Dog, I don't think there's ever a good angle to film me from. Go to, how you doing? Welcome on in. But yeah, I agree, Mad Dog. I don't think there is ever a good angle to film me from. Oh. I will say this is the part of the Micron that, with those drop-in nuts, that does get a bit annoying because unless they lined up and they are very super tight, it's very hard to get those drop-ins to move, but by some miracle, we got it. Okay, so this side is done. I'm gonna flip us around so I can do this side now. And we're going to take care of our last two belts for the Z. Okay. I lost the socket. There we go. Found it again. Okay, I'm just trying to line up. There we go. Good, that is starting to tighten. And what I'm finding is working best for me on this is get one of the screws to bite so you can start tightening it, and that'll keep it from falling down, and you can slowly get it to come together, and then just hold your belt in while you're doing that. And it's, as long as you're in the middle there, it should grip on the teeth, and you can kind of give it a tiny little tug to make sure that you're actually in those pre-printed teeth. Okay. That one is in. One more belt to go. And then we get to loop everything around, which I found out while I was measuring these belts, that those feet that I put on last stream to keep going, I'm going to have to take off because I can't feed the belts in otherwise. Just need you. There we go. Got it to bite. Okay, tightening up now. Feel those teeth engaging with the printed teeth, so we're good there. Yep, good there. So we're going to give it, make sure it's tensioned. Going to go around to all of these and make sure that they're that way. Let's see here. Let's see here. So down under, okay, so your replacement idler is almost printed. Four walls, 40% infill. Yeah. Havoc, Tom, how you doing tonight? Welcome on in. I have lost one of the idler screws. We will put that in when we go back around there. This means I didn't have it in enough to really get that. I cannot wait to cut these zip ties when this thing is held up all by the Z-belts. Okay, we're good there. Let me get this idler screw back in there. There we go. Okay. Tom, it can be, you can measure in millimeters. Okay, so this is the point where I get to take these things and turn it this way because there's a little hole right underneath these feet that allows me to feed the belts through. And I cannot see it with the foot on. So I am going to try and turn this to you guys. You guys can somewhat see. That little hole that is coming out right now is the whole reason I need to take those feet off. Okay, that's one. And now I can put the foot back on. If I don't keep dropping bolts. Number 2 is back here. Bearded Printer, welcome on in. No, Bearded Printer, I will say you are just on time. But I do like Go2's response of, not if you're a wizard.
You're a hairy wizard.
A Lord of the Rings reference is always good in my book. I would be a pretty hairy wizard, though. And I've got the wizard beard going. Hey, that's 2 belts down. Yeah, we're just having fun doing some belts right now. I miss Home Improvement. That was a very good show. I don't like that. I just had one of my drop nuts
Well, have you thought about not?
fall out. And I don't know where that one came from. So I'm going to have to find out. Unless it came from one of the uprights, I don't see anywhere else where one of those drop nuts could have come out. Okay. That's another one done. Yeah, I think it is about time, Tom.
I don't know what Tom had to eat tonight, but boy, I want some of it. He's just roasting you on every corner.
Must have been peanuts. Okay, and the final one that goes around the Z drive. Okay.
It is, in fact, not okay. But only because I said so.
It's not okay because you said so? Is it because you don't want it to be okay? James wants the world to burn. You heard it here. Ugh. Even with AC going in this thing, it is hot in this studio right now. Okay, let's tilt it back up. I've lost a different idler. Screw.
I mean, again, have you thought about just not losing screws?
I thought about it. But
I think you should give it a try.
Where's the entertainment in that?
You're telling me you're not perfect 100% of the time? Why am I even here?
Because I'm not perfect 100% of the time. Okay. With this, we have to feed it up through our idlers. Our AB idlers, then around our Z idlers.
Bring it around town. Bring it around town.
Okay. Through our idler and over our Z idler.
I was about to
Back to
start
the motor
singing
mount.
it, but then I don't want to get copy striked. They're gonna hear how bad it is, how bad the singing is, and be like, we can't have that represent our song.
Okay. I found at least where the AB idler came from. Fell out of that side. Now I just gotta. Now I'm gonna need to figure out where the drop nut came from. And I'm betting it came from here in the center. I'm betting that's where it came from. I'll have to go back and look to see how many I'm supposed to have in there.
But you're telling me, not only are you not perfect, but you don't have the entire manual memorized yet?
Oh God, no.
What the heck?
I left all those details after having worked a full day today. Okay, so this one we're feeding it up through. It's going to tighten them down till they just bite into those drop nuts. Now, from what I can see, the Micron manual, once you get this all routed, it kind of looks like they want you to cut the ends of the Z-belts flush. And I'm like, I am not doing that, because if I ever need to do this again, I want something that I can grip onto.
I have a sort of unrelated question for you. So you said they're updating this manual and it's not finished and all that stuff still, right?
Correct.
When's the last time you got the new manual?
The last time they did an update on it was 2 months. I just checked before stream.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep, the last update to this manual was 2 months ago. There is active discussion in their Discord for people that are building this to help them out. Let's see here, just okay, so here's where I need to count my teeth, just so I know that I have the same amount sticking out, so I know I have the same belt length on everything.
Boy, get ready, guys, for a counting stream. Here we go. You ready? 1, 2, 4. No, wait, 3.
Okay, I've got 20 teeth sticking out. If I can get these things even here, then the tensioning can be a lot easier later. 1, 2, 4, 3, sir. Oh, 3. Oh, don't do the count thing. That reminds me of the Sesame Street censored. If anybody has not seen that, it is you've got to go look it up on YouTube. It destroys a wonderful thing, and it is hilarious.
See, but the way you said that makes me think that someone out there thinks that Sesame Street is wonderful, and that's just a goddamn lie.
Yeah, Sesame Street, the count censored.
What about uncensored?
Not seen the collab stream that Down Under and Steve Builds did, I would highly recommend going and watching them. They did it over 3 streams. They put the new Bondtech Index Founders Edition into Prusa Core once. And it's actually quite entertaining, quite informative.
Prusa Core once. What about twice?
No,
You're the one who said once.
I said ones.
You did not. You lie. I have video proof.
Need to get 2 more teeth out of this.
You know, I don't think that's what she said. I would have to remove one from the counter for that.
There we go. We've got that. And where it's supposed to be now. Okay. Let me see here. So, Tom, I do believe that Index does have like CAD models out for like the different stuff. It's just the actual extruder that they haven't opened. If I'm wrong on that, someone please correct me while I sit here and eat more of this honeycomb.
Ooh, that crunch though. That was the first crunch that actually got picked up on the mic. That was not slimy or satisfying.
I know you can count to more than 5 because of Mumbo number 5. Okay. Icon, welcome on in. How you doing? I haven't actually talked to you in a while. How's it up there with the smoke? You have that right where it needs to be. Tightening these things down so I don't lose any belt. It stays nice and even. Oh, you're doing a VZ bot. That's gonna turn. That's gonna. Seeing some of your builds, Icon, it's gonna turn out great. Howie, I'm right there with you on the Index. I kind of still want it, but at the same time, I'm kind of happy I haven't bought it yet. But I'm also happy that people like Down Under Maker do have their hands on it, because if anybody is going to be able to do troubleshooting and fixes for it and give proper feedback, it's people like him and Steve. Off this piece. Yeah, I saw that comment earlier down under about the local butcher in Prague.
I just want to know how you being in Australia have a local butcher who is in Prague. Can't both be local and in Prague, right?
Well, the butcher was from Prusa.
but then he's not local or in Prague.
Prusa's local. Mad Dog. Oh, Mad Dog, I didn't even see your comment. I just need to look at the screen because James just started cracking up, and I look over and I see Bluetooth. Oh, that is good. Bluetooth Butcher. That actually sounds like a prog rock band too. Okay. So that should be our Z's all done. So, in theory, I should be able to go snippy snip.
Oh no, guys. What if he messes it up? Make sure you try the Bluetooth snipping this time.
Yeah. If I mess it up, thankfully we have a camera running.
Two, in fact. Two very nice crispy cameras. Crispy is indeed the word I would use to describe them.
And the final one. And we have a gantry belted in.
5 seconds later.
Bunch.
It's so unloving. But it's there.
Wait, Down Under Esoterical got index
Oh, you guys couldn't hear me say
installed in 6 hours?
that. Look at that. Look at that extremely unlevel gantry. Such a good job. At least it's there. That's what matters, right?
I would say they're using Mad Dog, or not Mad Dog's, Mike's method of loctite. Sorry, Mad Dog and Mike. I just had the M and it went immediately to Mad Dog because I talk to you more often. Okay. Well, when you're moving your gantry around, it helps if the stoppers aren't in. Well, the good news is if that thing's anywhere near level, right now the gantry's square at least. Take our little stoppers out. I always leave those in until I'm ready to start. Yeah, so these things should theoretically be level now because the belts are all the same height. And I'm not having any of that, but that might change once we get the AB belts in. Because this is the part where I'm actually going to have to do some belt cutting. Because of the 6 meters, I'm about 1.75 meters, give or take. So we're about a bit over 3 meters left to belt. No, we're all most of us are unlevel. I can agree with that, Matt or Gergman. I don't know. My mouth doesn't want to work today.
Today?
My mouth never wants to work.
That's what she said.
I think the heat might be getting to me. Yeah, I'm going through that Mountain Dew a lot faster than normal. Okay. So we've got those on. Now let's check and see how good the gantry is. So that is 299.5 there. So yes, if this, the back is definitely a lot lower. Run this through real quick, let it do its little skipping so it evens everything out. And then we're going to try to get this gantry. We're going to put it at 100. We're going to try. Let's do 155 millimeters.
How precise are you trying to be? I don't think it's going to happen with a ruler like that.
I'm trying to get good enough. Close enough for government work.
Depends on the government.
All right. So I've got there we go. Then we've got 155 millimeters all the way around. I'm not feeling. We're coming up square there. I'm not feeling any binding on those rails. And we're coming up square there, so I did something right. The gantry is square. I'm going to take the win. I was right about something.
That's just what they want you to think.
If I go by the stereotype, I've been married long enough. I'll take the win of being right when I can.
Which is never? Because I vote never.
Okay, so this is telling me that I haven't done so already. To now tighten down our screws, which they were not tight, but I know that we're square now, so I can give it a nugga-dugga. And last one. There we go. Yep, we're good. There we go, Mad Dog. See, he believes. Keep living the dream. We can one day be right. Us married men can one day be right. On a serious note, now, my partner is very nice, and we catch each other being right and wrong all the time.
It just so happens that you're always wrong.
Okay, so the good news is this next part of the manual we've already done.
did you not just
We're-
assemble the gantry?
We're pretty close to that. Ah, it's gantry assembly, but it's routing the AB belts.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Okay, so with this, I happen to have one M3x20 left over. So spare M3x20. Yay, my collection is starting to grow. But I'm going to need
One screw at a time. That's
Yep.
what she said.
M3x8s. Down under, yeah. What was the old saying? I thought I was right once, and then my wife informed me I was wrong. Okay, so we are going to need our X carriage for the MGN 9s, and I have not test fit this yet, but okay, good. Yep, that is a good fit. I wanted to go again with Vitali's CNC X gantry for the ant head, but he's been out of stock, so I haven't been able to order it. Okay, so the way it wants us to do this is it looks like they want us to route one end of the belt first. So let's see if they give us a length for how much should be sticking out here. Let's see, you're starting it. Route to the left. Feed the belt, feed the belt, feed the belt. Okay, they just say leave a small amount. So we are going to feed it in, and I believe this one is the top one. Now we're going to find out how good my tolerances were on the printer, because I just printed this on the Prusa. And I can fit it in
That's what he said.
one way very easily. The other way is a bit more difficult. But we got that in, and I'm going to leave 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go ahead and leave 9, 10 teeth outside.
I just had an amazing idea. You ever seen the YouTube channel CinemaSins?
Yes.
We should do that with movies, but instead of sins, it's purely that's what she said.
That would be kind of fun.
There is a business a proposition for you.
Yeah, if anybody needs a YouTube channel. Matt Owl, how you doing? That's a good viewpoint, Matt Owl. Yeah, learning that being right or wrong doesn't matter. Okay, so they're saying with this one, we're going to take our belt, our very, very, very long belt. And it is going to go behind the first one, behind the live idler. And there might be a better way to do this, but this is what's making sense to me right now. Except for tangling it all up around my chair. Okay. We have that routed there. And then this, apparently. Okay, it's going to route between the motor mount and the Y extrusion. And we're doing the upper belt, so we're going to go. This one is just going straight across. Now this looks like it might be the fun part. Yep, this is going to be the fun part. This is where I'm probably going to need to do the zip tie trick. Get this thing routed around because it's a toothed idler back there, or a tooth pulley. So there's a little bit of a fin there. To get around this pulley, because unlike the 2.4, this one has double shear motors, so I can't really pull it up through the top to get around that. Okay. I now have that going through, so we are going to try and pull this around.
I'd just say that belts, I think, are some of my least favorite parts of printers.
Yeah.
I'm so bored right now.
Belting is definitely, but I think I might see an easier way to do this, because I just did that other method. I can kind of see through here, or through the edge of the motor mount here, and I might be able to feed this out through the motor mount, at least get it started, and then try feeding it back in. Okay, so the first part we kind of have. Now I just need to figure out if I can get it to go around tooth pulley now. And I think I got it. Famous last words, right?
You know, if you did get it, but I do think the only reason you think that is that's what they want you to think. Who are they? I don't know. But they.
Okay. Let me get around here to the side to make sure. And I did get it around there. So yes, while you can't see from the top on these like you can on the 2.4, you can see in from the back side And that makes it a lot simpler.
Hey, don't die. You know dying's not good for you?
It's not?
No.
Oh. Darn.
Also, did you know that air is toxic? Kills you in about 80 to 90 years.
Yeah. Okay, this is fed down there. Now I get to feed around this front idler. But this front idler, I think, is going to be a lot easier to get done than most of them, because I can just take this entire thing out. And feed it around. The thing that really sucks is once I get all of this done, then I get to take it out, cut my belts to the same length, do this one all over again, and then do the other one.
I'm not really feeling this music. How do I feel about changing to lo-fi?
I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys like this music, or do you want James to change it up? Let's see here. So I just need to make sure that this is going in the proper way this time. If I pulled out any teeth, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Nope, we're still good there. Okay, let me make sure. Oh, we still got quite a bit of slack there. Okay. Still need some pulling some slack, because that's a little much. Yeah, I could tension that out. So let's see here. That seems like a good amount. Okay. Yep, I lost my count.
Can't lose the count.
Okay, so we're good there. We have our belt length. I get to undo all of this. And get our belts to be the same length.
That seems like a lot of extra.
It is, but it is a...
And you had to do this on stream because
I didn't have the Z belts on, and I wanted to do the Z belts on stream for everybody.
as I think he just doesn't like us.
Okay. So we're just doing the tooth-to-tooth method. Crud. And I forgot which one I had as the longer one. So the shorter belt is going to be the longer one, so I know I need to cut the one where it ends at is the tooth I need to cut at.
Gonna be honest, the only thing I'm really thinking about right now is going to go eat the other half of my Cuban, watch the new Avatar movie.
I cannot wait to do that.
Someone decided to do belts on stream.
Okay, so I did it this way instead of the standard cutting in half because I wanted to save as much belt as possible, and that's how much belt I saved. I don't even think that's enough for a single Z. I might be able to use it in a V0.
For the most part, Mad Dog, my vacation was very pleasant. Went up to Marietta, Georgia, just north of Atlanta. Beautiful, beautiful town. Old town. There's a lot of old buildings there. It's a really cool antique store that we went to. It was packed to the brim with actually cool stuff, unlike half the antique stores around here. Then we went to a pub, like an actual Irish style pub, that had the best French fries I have ever had in my life. Or, for your non-Americans, chips. They were so good. They also had Guinness on tap, of course, because Irish pub. And it was also, somehow, even though it's still just Guinness, the best Guinness I've ever had. Honestly, want to go back to Georgia just for that pub. And that's barely an exaggeration. That said, we did also go to the aquarium, which was really fun. One of the bigger aquariums around. Got to see a lot of cool fish, which is weird because Florida has a lot more of their land that is
Water.
water than Georgia does. Don't get me wrong, Georgia of course has a whole coast, but Florida has like 3 coasts. And the aquarium in Atlanta was just far superior to any in Florida. It's crazy.
Now, here's the big question, though. Did that aquarium have penguins?
It did. It's funny you mentioned that. Because I forgot to bring you something for tonight, and you just reminded me that I forgot that.
I'm gonna blame it on the fact that we worked today.
Yeah, I think it's sitting on my dresser, if I remember correctly. Oh, and there was also, I forgot, in case you can't tell, I love food. There was this restaurant, it's a chain restaurant, it's pretty much just in Georgia though, it's near Atlanta, it's called Taco Mac. If you've ever been to a Chili's, or even an Applebee's, but more at Chili's, it's pretty much that, but like, every single thing was just better. They have house-made ranch that is the best ranch dressing I have ever had.
Yeah, there's a reason James and I are both big guys.
Me? Go to the pub, like, tonight, right now. Let's just drive 10 hours. 11 hours, however long it is.
No, we can go to that one that's the one that we went with.
That's not the same.
Okay. Okay. Well, now that I've somewhat figured it out, this belt so far, is going a lot smoother than it did the first time.
Carolina has it's a different ranch. Guys, I need to go to Carolina. Can't tell you how much I love ranch. If I'm being told that the Carolina ranch is better than Taco Mac ranch, oh, I gotta go to Carolina like right now.
I've got a place for us to
Todd
stay.
didn't specify which one, but that's okay. We'll figure it out.
All right, so now we got to figure out how to do this in reverse. Right now, the belt does not want to go in reverse. We're gonna make it go in reverse.
Also, Mad Dog, thanks for asking because like I completely forgot that we haven't streamed since I've been back. That's why I didn't talk about it. So that worked.
Okay. I get to do the same thing on this side and hope that it works in reverse. Oh. And that method does indeed work in reverse. Hey, we almost made it back around. Up through the idler. And I have, that's where I twisted it. I was like, I have twisted this thing somewhere. And it was right in the tricky part.
Of course.
But I found out where it was. And now we are back on track.
For another 2 seconds.
Yep.
I'm going to vote, Tom, for the orange pie.
Okay. Now comes the point where I find out, did I bite myself in the butt by putting these so short?
The answer may shock you. May be surprising. Answer is probably yes.
Okay. Have those. Oh. It is getting hot in here.
So please leave on all your clothes.
Don't worry. I won't break your camera.
Or TOS.
Or that. Okay. So. Need to pull this thing out so I have the correct amount of teeth that I counted. If in there. See here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need one more tooth on that side. Come on, belts. Yeah, maybe. I think what we'll do is actually loosen it then. And pull them on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more tooth out of use, so that's 8 on that side. Get a grip. I'm trying to get a grip on the belt. Yeah, crud. Enough belt sticking out of here that I can get some pliers on them. Okay, I've got the belt down. Let's see how many teeth I have sticking out. 1, 6, 3, 6 on that side. Decent tension there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there, and 1, 2, 3. Bit more on this one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So now we're going to lock those in by putting our M3x8s in there. Okay.
I mean, I have been looking into building a cyber deck myself. It's just I've been trying to decide what I would use it for. And the only use case I can come up with would be gaming. But then I need to find something that's small enough and powerful enough to play the games that I might want to play. That's also not, a couple $1,000s.
Down under, that is awesome for the rebuild. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Yeah, I mean,
I do also like the looks of the cyber decks that people are building into like Pelican cases and stuff like that, which obviously is a bit of a bigger thing. Most cyber decks tend to be, but I think it looks pretty cool.
okay, it looks like our tension is the same because as I'm moving this up and down, the gantry is not moving left and right.
See, but at that point, Tom, and that is a great suggestion, but at that point, and I know it's not quite as cool, but like, why don't I just use that device if I'm going to buy it? Right? Like, I kind of want to do it piecemeal Again, it's just trying to find the right parts. That's all. You know, I haven't seen an iPad keyboard case in a hot minute. That does seem like a fun cyber deck build for sure.
Okay.
Also, welcome, Bad Mad Dog. You didn't miss much. The only thing I can say that you missed is more belt action, which meaning you didn't miss a single thing.
Yeah, James doesn't like the belting part of the build. Ooh.
I will, in fact, not hit you. Just saying. I don't hit people. That's not who I am.
All right. So then their next step is saying, hey, build the ant head with the wristwatch. I've got the tool head, but I don't have the thermistor and all that, so we're going to hold off on this section.
Wristwatch? I don't have a watch on my wrist.
I thought you did, actually.
It's been a long time.
What happened to it?
I stopped using it.
All right. Well, I'm going to break into the Pocky.
You're at least halfway through stream, if not more, so it makes sense.
James, would you like to try it? Okay, this is peanut butter Pocky. What do you think?
I think that it doesn't taste like peanut butter.
Yeah. You want them?
No.
No, this is not good at all.
They say it's peanut butter, but I have to disagree.
Yeah. That is terrible.
Hey, do me a favor.
Oh.
Do the ingredients even say peanuts or peanut butter?
Let's see here. Contains wheat, milk, peanut, soy, and almond. So it does at least contain peanuts. Peanut powder.
And like, that's the thing is,
Peanut powder.
I know what real peanut butter tastes like. I know what fake peanut butter tastes like. I prefer real peanut butter, which is literally just crushed up peanuts. That tastes like neither.
I didn't know Pocky was Indonesian. I needed that to get that taste out of my mouth, but oh god, that is not a flavor that goes well together. Oh. Yeah, no. That will definitely not be on the peanut butter violet crumble. Definitely on the list to get again. Peanut butter Pocky, not happening. Okay. So, let's go and flip this over. Because while the Micron build has their own little, like, hey, this is one way to do it. LDO, just like on all their kits, has their own way of doing it. I'm gonna skip the bed stuff for now, because for two reasons. One, I don't have the The Nevermore is still something I need to figure out the parts I need to print for. So I can't hook that up. And 2, bed's not in yet. So that's going to be the last thing. So I'll do that right before we put the bed in.
Tom, I gotta ask. Did you / are you going to take apart the ROG Ally to put it into a different case? Or are you just gonna make a case around the ROG Ally? These are the real questions.
Okay. I probably should not have flipped this over already. Okay, I know we're going to need the SSR. We're going to need the... Wait, nope, that is the screen. I'm not going to need that yet. That's our power inlet. That's our Pi. That is the clicky kit.
I gotcha.
I'm not sure if the clicky kit is what I'm going to be going with yet. But I probably need to make that decision soon on whether or not I'm going clicky or not on this. There's our tool head board that we're not going to need yet. And there is our light strip. Because I'm going to try putting lights in this one. James is going to be so happy. And I can do the lights in this one because this time I actually have the light mounts. Mad Dog, I'm thinking about doing that, but I'll have to reprint the carriage that I had if I'm going to go that way. Tiny little light strip. But I guess tiny little printer. So they're doing theirs at the front, which would be up here. And this does. I'm at the end. I don't think they gave me the printed part that's the correct one for this one. That's the Cobb 1515 150 mount. Wait, why would they give me the 150 mount and give me a 200 mil light strip? That could be why I printed the wrong one.
I think that's what we in the business call a skill issue. And I think you need to fix that skill issue.
I think I do too, but let me see if I can find it. There's the PCB mount. Cobb 1550. So that's the only one they have on here. So they give you the only part that they have on the Micron GitHub, and it's specifically for the LDO, is a 150 millimeter mount for a 200 millimeter light strip.
Is it a cut to fit light strip?
Technically. But as you guys can see, there's plenty of room to use the full 200 millimeters. Put it on this one. There's plenty of room to use the full 200 millimeters on this. So why they would do that, I'm going to have to reprint this piece and extend it out some, because I'd like as much light as possible in here.
Tom, I think the real answer is why not?
I'm pretty sure Tom would disown me if I did go clicky after all of the problems I had on the last one. Okay. So we're going to bypass that for now. And I need to find, hey, look, the skirt for the power inlet. And I am wondering, it has 2 fuses in there. I am wondering if those are 2 spare fuses, or if that is 2 fuses, but there's 1 spare and they didn't put a fuse in here. Mr. Fuse thing? Thank you. No, they give you 2 spare fuses. That's nice.
I appreciate how the aesthetic choice that you chose to mention is the increasingly dark Warner Brothers intros to Harry Potter. Out of all things you could have mentioned, I appreciate that that's the one you chose.
So I do want, I am anticipating the new Harry Potter series. I'm hoping it's going to be good, just like the new Avatar series. I'm hoping that they end up being good.
Well, Tom, why don't you resize the windows then? It's clearly your desktop.
Okay, so if that's there, they want that looks like going in like so, but I think do I need to rewire this? No, they just already have the ground going. Yeah, I have my line to my line, my live to my live, my neutral to my neutral. Okay, good. Yeah. All right, and we're gonna snap this thing in, and there we go. I'm kind of proud. I did the tuning with some help, but yeah, the parts that have been printed on the Voron have turned out pretty dimensionally accurate so far. There is still some tuning to do on it, but
see, the funny thing, Tom, is even if you did, these are just pictures. So you can't actually really change them unless you want to, go into a photo editor and change it that way.
Okay, so
I think if we dye his hair a little bit more white and then put the hat on, I think we could get a Gandalf. Not a lot more white, mind you. Because it's almost there.
all right, youngin. Okay. Yep, I popped that in upside down. I'm a dummy. Oh, and I spoke too soon about that Voron. because I apparently had some layer adhesion problems
Did
near
you
the
break it?
very end. I broke the skirt.
Why'd you break it?
Well, the good news is unlike last time where I was so concerned about, breaking parts, this time I can just reprint it. But yeah,
Until your printer breaks.
this little thing right here, it just did not stick on those last, let's see here, 5 layers down. It just did not adhere. So I'll reprint that, but we're not going to let that stop the build. I'm going to keep going.
Stop. We get Cubans and Avatar. That was a very odd sentence. That was not the way that I meant that to come out. We get Cuban sandwiches and Avatar.
I would like the Cuban sandwiches, but let's at least get the boards and everything in here. So I'm going to need our M2x10 self-tappers. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 1.5 mil. It is. So let's grab the 1.5 mil. And I just put this thing away. Grab our little handy dandy automatic screwdriver. And then one thing that the manual does do pretty well of showing you is they actually do have it where they're using the Leviathan. So it's quite handy that you can see which way they want you to put this. Screwing this together. That's one. Two, so that's one DIN rail for a Leviathan. Now, something I'll warn you about is if you go through the manual and look at all the DIN rails to print out, they give you instructions to print out these two, which are for the 200 watt skinny power supply. With the LDO kit, don't print them because they do not fit with the adapters for the LDO power supply, the compact power supply. So you actually need, where it tells you to print out 3 of these, you actually need to print out 4 of the DIN clips that it's listing on here. 2 for the Leviathan and 2 for the power supply. Okay, so we're just lining everything up. We're screwing in. Down under maker, I will. Okay, so now I need to find the Leviathan board, which I would have thought would have been in the electronics. Nope. Nope. It has its own box, that's right.
Ooh.
I can do it again.
Don't you dare. Not only I will hate you, entire chat will hate you, because that came through the microphone.
All right. And I'll say something. You can actually get away with printing 2 of those DIN clips because LDO sends you ones in their kits anyway. So and we have a Leviathan board. I now have 2 of these. Nice little Leviathan board. Now, before I put those DIN mounts on, I'm going to put our pie on here. And I need the shorter standoffs. Because I learned from last time, it's a lot easier to put the pie on before you put anything else on. And the next question is,
I have a question because I can't see it from here. Is that a full pie or is that just a compute module?
oh no, it's a full pie.
Why?
That's what they do.
Yeah, but why?
There is a Big Tree Tech makes their Manta board that uses a compute module or their own version of a pie. But they just use these and all this. One thing I didn't look to see is, did they give me an SD card? Up to it.
Just run it off a USB. It'll be better anyway.
So far, it's looking like they did not.
But what I will say though is SD cards really do suck. I wish people would stop using them so often. You know how often those things fail? It's ridiculous.
Nope, in this kit, they did not provide an SD card, so I'm gonna have to either find what I did with my spare one or go pick up a new one. But in the meantime, we'll at least get it installed.
I'm buying Samsung SD cards and they're still dying. Like, those are some of the most expensive SD cards you can buy.
Yeah. Am I going to be lucky and this is going to be the right size? Nope. I'm going to need
But that's why
to
I
find the
switched
right
my
driver.
Raspberry Pi I was running Home Assistant over to an SSD hat. I will say, the SSD hat also has PoE, and it's right next to a PoE switch. And both the PoE and the SSD work so well. Phenomenally.
Soon we will have PoE out here.
Soon, TM.
Okay, that's one. Two. Okay. How you doing, projects? How'd your stream go? All right, I'm just trying to get this. Two more to go in here. Projects, the Micron is coming along pretty well. I had my first printed part fail, and that was because I had some layer adhesion problems, but from printing on the 2.4. But I would say only having one part not work outright so far, I am pretty pleased with myself now. I
will say though, this stream has been a lot of belts projects, and you've missed the entirety of it with me complaining about how I hate watching him do the belts because it is so slow, so tedious.
lost a nut.
Well, it's better than losing a whole sickle.
Be right back.
I think he just abandoned us.
Zephryhills.
I think he went to join the circus. And I don't know if he's ever coming back. So I might just have to end the stream here. That's a joke. We're not stopping.
Just want a Cuban sandwich.
I do. I really do want my Cuban sandwich.
All right.
I mean, you can keep going. It's fine. Just saying. Cuban sandwich sounds really good right now.
Okay. I will look for that after stream. Let's see here. We're going to get our M3x8s. We're at least going to get the din rails onto our Leviathan. Okay, I need to charge that up.
The first time ever. Surprising.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just... Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Layer adhesion 2.
Haha. Get reckless.
Well, I think with 2 layer adhesion problems, that and James, that is...
Don't end on my account.
No, I said
Don't make me the problem.
between those 2 things, I think it is time to end our stream. I'm just undoing. Nope, I'm gonna have to get some pliers on that one. I have to find that nut. I'm gonna have to reprint these parts. But, with that, we did get some progress in. We got the gantry fully in there. We're ready for electronics. When the heater core and everything comes in, we'll be ready for the tool head. I'll probably order cartographer tonight and hope that it comes in before next stream, because then I can sit here and just swap over that mount that's holding the belts in. And hopefully we can get this done relatively soon. Knowing my pace, there's probably 2 or 3 more streams out of this.
What is this, stream 5, I think? Something like that? Maybe 4?
I'm doing better than I did with the 2.4.
You say that now. There's still time.
There's still time. There is still time. But with that, I've been Penguin Makers. The mysterious voice behind the camera has been James Cube. And go make something awesome.